Welcome to this early morning wake up Qigong. About 20 minutes of practice that hopefully you can do every day. So we'll start by just pausing, feel into the knees, allow the knees to be open, flexible, sense the ground with your feet, and then tune into your breathing. What's the breath up to? Allow the breath to be smooth. Allow the breath to be even and deep. Do some shoulder rolls. Stretch the mouth, stretch the hands. Work the hips. So just getting the blood flowing, getting the chi flowing for the day, getting everything energized. And then into the arm swing. So you all know this one. Arms facing down, shoulders relaxed, arms doing as little as possible as we allow the body to move the arms, crossing over, and this can also open up the breathing, which is always a good thing. Do it slightly wider, get into a bigger swing, almost horse stance here. Take up space, then move the feet back. And then doing this movement where the palms are facing upwards. So this may not be quite possible, especially going back, but what it's doing is to wake up two of the energy gates in the shoulder, giving us energy for the day ahead. Good. And then come back. Just do small movements. Let the hands come to a standstill. Stand. Come into some shaking. Shake off any stiffness from sleep. Shaking off tightness from the arms, from the shoulders, from the face, from the heels. Get into quite vigorous shaking. Shake a leg. Really ground the standing leg. You can almost sort of kick out with one leg. Don't kick out too strongly, but just a feeling of opening up the leg. Use the hand to ground. Use the other hand to help balance. Shaking the leg and then coming back. Work the hips and then standing. Keep the chin pointing slightly down so that the neck can rise, shoulders can rise, and then a bit of tapping around the body. Again, waking up the blood flow, waking up the chi, all over the body, sides, sort of more softly on the soft parts of the body. You can be quite hard on the bony parts, especially the sacrum. Sacrum was a good place to really give it hell. Down the side. Stomach 36 point, just under the knee on the side. Very energizing. Kidney 34 point. Tarzan point here. So these are good wake up areas. Rub the hands. Getting rid of the sleepiness between the hands, cobwebs. A bit more rubbing, rub over the face. Down the arms, rubbing everything off. Rope burns on the forearms, rubbing the kidneys. And then doing the big sweep over the body. So having your hands, fingers closed, have the thumb separate. And then a big sweep over the face, over the head, over the neck, down the front of the body, round to the kidneys, either side of the spine, coming round, down the legs, and then shaking the hands as though you collected some stagnation from the body. You can do that one more time. So quite nice just to let the hands come up and then to receive a kind of potion from the distance, from the horizon. Close the fingers and then wash the face, wash the hair, wash the back of the neck, coming down, gathering. Imagine the hands going deep into the body, down the side, and then over the top of the feet, and then shaking again, and then just pausing, grounding, feeling your feet going through the floor, through the ground. Smile, feel the body wanting to be upright, feel the body wanting to lengthen, wanting to widen, wanting to take up space. Feel space arising in the body. Good. Tuning into the breath. And smile. So scanning through the body, just sensing which parts of the body feel pretty good, which parts of the body feel maybe a bit tight, a bit congested. Letting the heaviness descend, letting the lightness rise. Good. And then from here, going into the first movement, we will do separating the clouds. So have the wrists not quite touching, but aligned with each other. So coming up, looking slightly up without cranking the neck, and then coming down, breathe out, hands go into the ground, come up, hands pull the clouds apart. This time changing the cross of the hands. So the cross of the hands, cross of the wrists rather, aligns to the center of the body. So breathing out as the hands come down, crossing over the wrists, going up, pulling the clouds apart, keeping the shoulders relaxed, breathing out as the hands descend, breathing in as the hands go up. Ah, good. Smile, even if you don't feel like it. Good. Excellent. And then one more in this position. We do painting a rainbow. This is a good side stretch. So put the weight onto the right leg and then aligning your heels. So feel like the heels are in a right angle, standing as though you're standing against a wall, and then place the hand above the head, but with the whole body in one plane. So avoid doing this. If you can draw back and have the hand floating above the head, and then the other hand coming up, and then dipping down, and then coming up like this. Pivot on the left heel, pivot on the right heel, come back to the other side, stretching through the side, coming up. Intermediate position, pivoting on the heels, coming round, looking down. You can go down quite low here if you want to. Very nice, opening the side of the body. Good. And then staying in this intermediate position. Let's go wide. Taking up lots of space. And let the hands float down. And now stir the ground as though the hands were going deep inside the earth. And then like sending a bucket down into a well, bring the water up, this time coming right up above the head. This, float down. Breathing in as the hands come up, breathing out as the hands descend. Breathing in, breathing out. As you do the horse stance, you may notice that the pelvis has a tendency to tip forward, which is what you want. So almost tucking the pelvis underneath the body. And then from here, because this is a morning routine, I want to feel a bit of energy for the day ahead, stirring the ground, and then coming into our spiral punch forward, drawing up the center of the body. Form your hands into a fist, thumbs on the middle finger and the forefinger, looking ahead and then punching forward. Breathing in, breathing out. Imagine that fist going through a brick wall. Imagine the fist going through an obstacle. So it may be an obstacle that you have some thoughts about for today, maybe something in your way, some situation. So just imagine looking through into the distance and allowing the obstacle, the impediments to your progress being just simply smashed. Breathing out, spiral. Feel like the spiral is going through a very dense liquid, not just treacle. So often we talk about the hands going through treacle. This can feel a lot stronger than that. And then just pausing, nice to do some pulses. So from here, release the hands, and then we do a few circuits around the legs, coming up to the belly button, down the outside of the legs, breathing in, the inside of the legs, breathing out into the ground, coming up the inside, coming down. So really grounding ourselves, really plugging into the earth. Feel the power of the earth animating you. Good. And then here we can come to swimming dragon. So this time bringing the hands up to the heart. Have the elbows horizontal. Bring the hands in, and then this sense of opening up the chest. Let the hands travel to the horizon. Notice that my hands are slightly in front of the body. So we're avoiding any contraction between the shoulder blades. Let the hands float down. Do that one more time. Coming up. Going wide. Hold this position. Make sure your elbows are nice and open. Make sure the knees are open. Perhaps notice that the hips are tipped forward. And then turn the shoulders so the palms are facing down. And then this swishing over surface of water. So imagine the ripples created. So we want to join the hands. We're moving into swimming dragon. So in order to do the transition, we are going to touch the backs of the hands as they come together, fold over, close the fingers, and totally close the hand. And then bring the hand, so we're not going to touch the hand against the chest. And then go into this figure of 8 motion. This fires up the metabolic system of the body. So this figure of 8 is quite flat. We can allow the figure of 8 to rise, but so avoid doing this. We can do that for a different practice, but for this particular session, we're going to keep the figure of 8 quite flat. This helps to really get into the spine. So the swimming dragon, very much about working with the spine, heats the body up as you'd expect from a dragon. Excellent. And then bring the feet together, and we do the swimming dragon in a very contained pose. So this actually feels as though it's getting into different places within the spine. So swimming dragon, one of the best exercises for keeping the body, keeping the spine flexible. Good. Excellent. Right up. And from here, bringing the hands into the center of the body, doing diving dragon, aligning the energy into the center of the body, coming up, going away at the center. So this centralizing the energy, we can do it with the hands touching the ground, hands on the heart, hands down on the solar plexus, switching over down to yen, coming round to the back so the hands are sitting on the tailbone, moving the hands back to the heart, keeping the hands tight against the body, coming up to the heart, up to the throat, up to the third eye, crown of the head, going high, and then open the body back, coming round, just realigning the body. Bit of a shake. So coming into one of the 5 animal movements. So we're going to do bird, or the crane, sometimes called. Come into bow stance, and then have the hands outstretched. But again, avoid this going back too far, avoid this. Keep the hands nice and comfortable in front of the body, and then leading with the wrists. Move forward, breathe out. So imagine that you're opening the windows in your body, letting out the stuffiness, lifting the heel, lifting the front of the foot. Good. Switching to the other side. Feeling airiness in the body. So breathing in as the hands come back, breathing out. Not quite touching here, so make sure you don't touch. Doesn't matter if you do, but it's best if you don't touch. The real feeling of space, flying high, airing the body, and then bring the hands open to this position, float down. Rotate the shoulders. Let's give the shoulders a bit of a rub. Good. So one more, embrace tiger, return to mountain. So I'm going to go straight into the full version of this. So this is about stillness, but action within a framework of stillness and silence. So it's really about the Chinese concept of Wu Wei, which is doing without doing. So breathing in, and then forming a tiger claw, going forward. Going round, breathing out, releasing stagnation. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, stillness, releasing stagnation. Breathing in and energizing, claw, action, stillness, the whole, releasing stagnation, energizing. So, motion within stillness. The center remains still, the other parts of the body moving. Changing sides. Start on the back foot, breathing in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Doesn't matter if you get it slightly wrong, doesn't matter if you moving front foot's not quite right. It's a feeling of the big stillness of the mountain, feeling of releasing stagnation and then drawing up from the earth, and then that kind of pounce like a tiger. Good. And then coming back. And then before we close, just standing tall again. Feel maybe different to the way you did at the start of the class. Give the shoulders a bit of a work. A little bit of a shake. So bringing the hands up and then closing everything down. So hands out. Imagine holding a ball. So we're just going to hold the ball in this position. A bit of standing Qigong meditation. Hands floating, holding the ball. Ball resting against the chest, against the inside of the arms. Gather into the Dantian. Left hand on top of the right hand on the body, fingers closed, and then just stay in this very quiet place for a few moments. And feel the breath sorted out. Good. Smile, feel the ground, feel your center, feel the spine coherent, feel a sense of flowing energy in the body. Good. Press in, quick rub, back, hands, face. And thank you, enjoy your day.